is the beau geste of grimace. Okay. What kind of example? I will explain this only by example. You have in US people or entrepreneurs create an application named Ed Maps, like Ed and Maps, no? Ed. Ed Maps. No, yeah, here. No, no, it's not here. Okay. Okay. They call it. Okay. So what was so they create EdMap. Okay. What is EdMap? Is an app who can help everyone to know who do finance. For example, in US when you are, it's like everywhere. On appelle ça, c'est des dons. Okay? Les gens qui participent à des dons, en fait, donner de l'argent, et they can, comment vous expliquer ça? Can I take it in French? Say it in French one more time. I'm going to explain it. L'application EdMap, c'est une application qui permet de repérer les personnes qui font des donations. It helps people to discover or to see who give a donation to an association, for example. It's what's EdMap. So it's very, they call it the transparency. The application will help the government to be very transparent about who gave money for whom. That's it. But now, this application, they create EdMap to have these possibilities. But the problem is that one day, people decided to use this application to see who gave money for whom. But the problem is that the first exploration that has been used from this EdMap was to see who gave money to kind of the aid proposition. Aid proposition. Like having in US proposition 8. Proposition 8. And what was this law in the US? The proposition 8 in US has been the proposition qui interdisait. Interdire, what do you call it in English? Moi, c'est interdire en anglais. Forbidden, like correct. Was the proposition who was forbidden the couple in the same sex to be married. So they use all people start to download this EdMap and they ask, because it was about transparency, and they start to know who financed this association, this proposition number 8. So you said, so the first, the solution was, we are going to talk about transparency. Okay, now we are going to give you a tool to be very transparent. At the end, what's happened? Everyone could be able to see who has financed this association that forbidden, that forbids. So do you have the point? That the solution was transparency. The problem is that transparency can be defined as something well or not. And as is transparency can be something that you have to put in the heart of everyone. Morally, it's okay. But narratively, there is a problem. Do you understand? That's it. So, that just to step. Narratively, you have something well, but when you put the moral, have the problem. So that's the limit of that, what Morozov called the solutionism. The solutionism create the solutions for things you don't really need. But the solutions are not close to the real transformation, are only close to the moral. That's, I have another example. Okay? It's about Google. You know Google, okay? It's about Google, the app, the Google. It's okay? Google. What do you have to spell it here? Okay. So, it's about Google. What is Google? You will see the problem with Google. The problem for Morozov, the problem of Google is that, okay, the fact of Google is to make information open for everyone. I can expand the information as I want. But the problem of Google is that the information is not really the information. Okay? The information is something that has been classified. That's the problem. Okay. What's information? To reach information, you need a kind of liberty. That's what when Diderot wrote the l'encyclopédie, for example, you have many information everywhere, and you start to create information because you are able to classify yourself your information. But Google helps us to reach the information very quickly, without searching, without reflecting, and so on. If I put pen or digital, for example, in Google, you have many information about you. But normally, is really digital or not? The information you have about me is the information that Google has classified. So you change the nature of the knowledge. Google doesn't help us to Google doesn't help us to have knowledge. Google helps us to have information. So some knowledge is classified. Does it help us to be more intelligent or not? We don't know. When I read a book, I produce myself my information. But when I start to have information to understand the world through Google, I understand Google. I don't build my own knowledge. But that's a problem here by solutions. Because what? When I read the book, I would like to have knowledge. That is narrative. When I go to Google, I reach your knowledge. But I reach classifying knowledge. And that is the problem. So we have a kind of evolution or kind of change from what culture was before and to what culture is now. Is it clear? It's the fact of this one. That's the problem of new technology today. What's important for Google is not the process to reach information, but it's the efficiency, efficacy to reach the information. That's it. If I put philosophy or semiotics or so on, it's okay. And you start to read. Yeah? I don't know if you remember all that, but you can, okay, I put my name, and so on and so on. So we start to lose the way we master it. So the knowledge, what Morozov said, the knowledge is changing its nature. The knowledge is not something I can master myself, something I control myself. It's something is controlled by other and who is giving to me. Okay? Because what? Because I lose the process, narrative process. That is the third, the second example here. So we have a kind of distortion. It's like you have a, we call it in French, syncope. I don't know if you have this word in here. Syncope. It's something which is wrong in the process of having knowledge. To have knowledge, I have to search. I have to take my time. I have to, if I would like to know what philosophy is, I have to take books and try to construct my own experience. Okay, but if I am in Wikipedia, or because we saw Google, or if I am in Google itself, I have kind of, I have information, I don't have knowledge. So this is the, how distortion works here. Okay, how we sync up. The efficacy is more important than the process. And we can analyze it semantically by this two levels. The third example is about what we can say, we can call American elect. So it's what's American elect? Is two geeks who decided to master American elections. Okay? And they decided to make that at the end they won't be the election will be kind of how can I say it? So, oh là là, j'ai encore envie de vous dire ça en français. The American elect is to imagine that people the people, okay, the Americans vont se gouverner, will govern themselves without organization. They would like to create a kind of, they call it kind of Amazon of the election. Okay? You can organize yourself. You know, in Amazon, you would like to buy books, you pouvez programmer vos achats comme vous voulez, vous organiser comme vous voulez, et les choses arrivent telles que comme vous voulez faire. En fait, finalement, on accède aux choses sans avoir besoin d'organisation. And they would like to make election in the politics in America like that. We organize ourselves only with this application. So they call it American elected. But one time, because what? Because they say that the American system now is a problem. We only have the Republican and Democrat. And for him, it's like a kind of, it's both very boring. At the end, you have two groups at the end. So, ce qu'ils voulaient faire, en fait, what they would like to build is a kind of, we are going to govern ourselves through the link. We have many people everywhere. When we like to take a decision, we put information on our website, and after that, we have a solution. We will create the law. But here, we have the same thing. What is politics at the end? The politics is how to decide. And at the end, we need someone to decide. We can have many information everywhere. We can have organization without organization, but at the end, we have someone to decide and someone to control. So that's the problem. We are going to act without organization, but at the end, we have to decide. Who will decide? So at the end, there is someone who will decide. So there is just a solution. The solution here was the solutionism. Here is to say that we are going to take in account every point of view to solve a problem. But at the end, you have to decide. So at the end, we reach in the same way when we have only two parts. So we have many. So what I would like to talk about is this thing that I call distortion. Okay? Distortion is a kind of reduction of the way to think. Where do you have this way to think? Because when we have the narrativity, we can act everywhere by putting filters. So that was a kind of another illustration to show to how to try to understand what happens when we start to think semiotics in these two levels, narrativity and the second level is moral. Is the level of, I call it, for them to form the V. It's like, what's the form the V? It's a kind of general coherence we are giving to it, something. That's it. Okay. So I can stop. I don't know if you have, I don't know if you understood what I'm saying or not. Was it clear?